Right, well, in the show last weekend I met up with my pal Tom of the Woodland School, and Tom was kind enough to give me a massive ferrorod. It's huge, and Tom makes these. I know he gets the bar from somewhere and he gets the handle from somewhere. I think everything comes from different places and he puts them together. And I believe that Tom teaches groups, school groups and various people in general, bushcraft, and these are what he uses to demonstrate. So I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see how good Tom's rod is. Yeah, well, I'm halfway through a cup of tea, so I'm going to finish that and then I'm going to have a go lighting up this feather stick. It's a reasonably good feather stick, bit on the thick side, so it does need a lot of heat and a lot of sparks to get it going. And this should be perfect. I'm hoping it's a good one because I don't want to let Tom down. Right then, let's try Tom's rod out. First thing, I need to scrape some paint off it. Obviously it's not going to work very well when it's covered in paint. I'm going to try it with the spine of the spark, the motor spark, and I'm also going to try it with the striker provided, which I'm going to take off now. Nice bright cord on it so you don't lose it, and a knot I can't undo. Right, there we are. Past experiences with these are not great, so I'm not holding out much hope for it. That's the paint off. Well, that was a piece of cake. That was excellent. I know I can't put it out. Whoa, I'm impressed with that. That was great. Let's make some more sparks. Can't fault that. That's excellent. And what I like about this is the nice big handle on it so you can pin things down. You know, a lot of people sell big thick bars and they don't sell a handle with them. But for example, my modified Oberlieben rod. Now these aren't cheap. Now it's been modified. I've put a rubber handle on it and I've got one of these strikers, and these are excellent strikers. And me being a fussy sort of chap, I dipped them and I put a nice bright cord on them so I don't use them. And these are expensive. See how good this one is. Now as that feather stick gets older, it's more difficult to strike because you've burnt off all the small ends. That's excellent. I'm really impressed with that. Now, let's try the scraper. Well done, Tom. That scraper works really well with that. I'm impressed. I'm not often impressed. I'm quite blasé, really. Yes, I'm impressed with that. Thank you, Tom. Well, I don't know if Tom sells these or not. Before I leave you today, gentlemen, I just wanted to explain something. Now, there's a lot of confusion with people when they talk about survival knives, utility knives and bushcraft knives. So I'm going to give my opinion. We'll start off with the bushcraft knife. This is the one I got with me today, and this is my Mark I Morse Tribute knife. Now, I would call this a bushcraft knife simply because it's got a 0 Scandi grind on it, which needs attention lavished upon it. These are not easy to sharpen well in the field. So I would say a bushcraft knife needs to be able to shave wood really well, be strong enough to do some small battening, and let's face it, I do some big battening with these. A fire lighting knife, a knife to carve things, just a general all-round woodcraft knife. That is my opinion on a bushcraft knife. Whether you've got a nice pretty wood handle, or like me, I like a micarta handle. I think it all comes down to the size of the blade and the shape of the edge, continuous curve on these, and the bevel on them. So that's my opinion on what a bushcraft knife should be. And I always carry a folder with a bushcraft knife to do dirty jobs and cooking duties. Utility knife. I've got this one with me today because I've done a mini review on it. So I would class this, although most people would think of it as a bushcraft knife, I would class this as a utility knife because it's very affordable. You can do dirty jobs with it and it's easy to sharpen. It's got a secondary bevel on it, which is a piece of cake to sharpen in the field. Granted, you will never get it to shave wood as well as a bushcraft knife, but you care about it a bit less. You know, if it gets wet and gets a bit of rust on it, that's if it's not stainless, then it doesn't really matter because it was affordable, and if you lost it, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Whereas a bushcraft knife, you pay a bit more for it, in some cases a lot more for it, and you do lavish that attention, which this doesn't need. Utility knife, something you don't care so much about, you can just use it, sharpen it quickly, and it's not the end of the world if it goes missing. Now the interesting one, survival knife. Now I'm coming at this from a modern point of view, not coming at it from 1980s survival knife, big huge thing, sawback, hollow handle. They are movie props. They're not really much good for anything, and if you want to buy a good one, it'll cost you a fortune. So we're going to look at my modified Falkniven S1X. This is the B model, and B for black. If I was buying another one, I would certainly not buy the black. Done a review which is done pretty well. There's quite a few views on it, and that was with the stock handle, which in my personal opinion was awful. I changed the handle, put a nice man-size handle on it, micarta, and it totally changed the knife. I can have a good grip on it now, I can make feather sticks with it, it's strong, You can batten with it, you can beat hell out of it. You can actually chop a bit better than you could with the stock handle because there's more to grab onto, take your grip down. You can do a bit of chopping with it. And to me, a survival knife should be made of a steel which doesn't need much care. And this stuff, laminated COS, does not need a lot of care. It's good steel, it's expensive steel, and this thing, you could basically drive a tank over it and it'll still shave your sticks and it'll still cut your food up. Yes, so that is bordering utility survival, but it's a bit of a lump and you really wouldn't want to lose it. It's worth a few quid. So that's my personal opinion, my guide to bushcraft, utility and survival knives. A quick guide. I could go into a lot more depth. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your comments, I appreciate your views, and I certainly appreciate a thumbs up. Until the next time, ta-ra.